Just one notification, and your brain lights up like a Christmas tree. That rush you feel, that tiny jolt of pleasure, it's not random, it's chemistry. Welcome to the new playground of the human mind, social media. It connects billions, builds empires, spreads ideas at the speed of light. But behind the screen, something deeper is happening. We're not just using social media, it's rewiring us. Our brains are adapting, changing how we think, feel, focus, and even how we see ourselves. In this video, we're diving into the science behind the scroll, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Because knowing how it changes your brain might just change your life. Ready to find out what's really happening inside your head?
Level up.
Every time you get a like, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. It's the same reward system activated by food, gambling, even narcotics. Your brain starts linking those little red hearts and thumbs-up icons with pleasure, validation, and worth. This isn't accidental. Social media is engineered to trigger these exact responses. The more you scroll, the more your brain craves the next hit. This is called neuroplasticity, your brain physically changing based on your habits. The scroll becomes a loop. Anticipation, reward, repeat. And like any loop, it's hard to break. But dopamine isn't just about feeling good. Too much stimulation, and your brain starts to dull its response. Suddenly, things that used to feel exciting, like reading a book or just sitting in silence, feel boring. Your attention span shrinks, your focus fades, your mind craves more, faster. This is how social media starts to reshape how your brain operates, moment by moment, post by post. But is that all bad? Not necessarily. Let's talk about the upside next. First, let's take a breath, because despite all the noise, the algorithms, the endless scrolling, social media isn't all bad. In fact, when used intentionally, it can actually stimulate, strengthen, and even heal certain parts of the brain. Let's start with something we all crave: connection. Humans are hardwired for it. Our brains literally light up when we feel seen, heard, or understood. And social media? It gives us connection on a global scale. You can be in New York and chat in real time with someone in Nigeria, Sweden, or Japan. You can reconnect with old friends, check in with family, or find people who share your niche hobbies. For people who feel isolated due to illness, disability, distance, or social anxiety, those digital connections can feel life-saving. And the brain reacts accordingly by releasing oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which reinforces positive social interaction. Then there's the power of information and learning. Think about it. Never in human history have we had this much knowledge, this fast, in our pockets. On TikTok or YouTube, you can watch bite-sized science explainers, psychology breakdowns, cooking tutorials, or financial literacy tips, and even the Level Up channel, sometimes in under 60 seconds. Platforms like Reddit and Twitter serve as real-time think tanks where people share research, insights, experiences, and debate ideas. For curious minds, this kind of mental stimulation keeps neural pathways active and engaged. The brain forms new connections, boosting memory and learning capacity over time. And we can't ignore representation, one of the most powerful cognitive impacts. Before social media, many people grew up never seeing someone who looked like them. Now, anyone can share their story. From neurodivergent creators sharing life with ADHD or autism, to LGBT youth finding community, to activists raising awareness about underrepresented issues. Seeing your reality reflected online can validate your identity and improve mental health. The brain interprets that representation as safety, as acceptance, and that has a calming, grounding effect on the nervous system. Let's talk creativity. Social media has become a launchpad for creative minds, like musicians, illustrators, poets, dancers, coders, and comedians. Before, you had to make it through gatekeepers. Now, you just need a phone and a good idea. When you create, your brain activates the prefrontal cortex, the center for planning, problem-solving, and innovation. By participating like sharing ideas, joining trends, and remixing content, neural plasticity is stimulated, keeping the brain agile and adaptable. And for younger users, creating content helps build digital literacy, storytelling skills, and even entrepreneurial thinking. What about empathy? While social media can polarize, it can also humanize. When we see raw stories of grief, joy, injustice, or resilience, it taps into the mirror neurons in our brain. These are responsible for understanding others' emotions, for imagining what it feels like to be in someone else's shoes. Seeing a post about a refugee family, a heartfelt thread from someone navigating chronic illness. These aren't just posts, they're portals into human experience. The more diverse perspectives we're exposed to, the more nuanced and compassionate our thinking becomes. Finally, let's not underestimate motivation and momentum. When you follow the right accounts like people sharing fitness journeys, mindset growth, goal setting, or daily routines, your brain can absorb those habits like a sponge. This is called behavioral priming. Your brain sees the action and becomes more likely to mimic it. Suddenly, you feel more inspired to wake up early, start journaling, build better habits, because your feed has become a source of positive reinforcement. So yes, when used with intention, social media can enhance emotional intelligence, stimulate creativity, encourage learning, build resilience, reduce loneliness, and even strengthen neural pathways. The challenge? Knowing when the feed is feeding your growth and when it's draining it. Because even the best tool, if overused, can become a trap. So now, let's explore what happens when it crosses that line. Social media, despite its many benefits, also has a darker side that directly impacts our brain's health and functioning. One of the biggest issues is its effect on our attention span. Have you noticed how it's becoming harder to focus on a single task for more than a few minutes? That's no coincidence. Social media platforms are designed to flood your brain with a rapid stream of highly stimulating content. Short videos, flashy images, constant notifications. This non-stop barrage trains your brain to expect instant gratification and quick rewards. As a result, the brain's prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for focus, self-control, and planning, starts to weaken in its ability to sustain attention. This makes reading a book, studying, or even holding a meaningful conversation increasingly difficult. The brain literally becomes rewired for distraction, craving faster and faster stimulation just to feel engaged. Beyond attention, social media also takes a toll on our emotional well-being. Research consistently links heavy social media use to increased rates of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. Why is that? One major culprit is social comparison. Even though we intellectually understand that people post carefully curated highlights, our brains still instinctively compare our real, messy lives to their filtered, polished ones. When you scroll through photos of perfect vacations, flawless skin, or successful careers, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol, which can make you feel inadequate or insecure. This can lead to chronic feelings of low self-esteem and dissatisfaction with your own life. Moreover, social media platforms can amplify feelings of fear and anger through echo chambers and polarization. Algorithms often show you content that aligns with your existing beliefs, but in more extreme forms, because extreme content generates more engagement. This constant exposure to divisive or sensational content keeps your brain in a heightened state of alertness, triggering the amygdala, the brain's fear center, over and over. Over time, this can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and a distorted perception of reality where the world seems more hostile or dangerous than it really is. Then there's the issue of addiction. Many people don't realize that social media is designed to be addictive. Features like infinite scrolling, likes, and push notifications exploit the brain's reward system, creating compulsive behaviors. You might find yourself checking your phone just once more, but ending up scrolling for hours. This habitual use is similar to substance addiction in the brain, reinforcing the same dopamine pathways and making it incredibly difficult to stop. This addiction also affects your self-regulation, your ability to control impulses and delay gratification, which is crucial for mental health and productivity. Sleep is another major victim of social media use. The blue light emitted from phone and computer screens suppresses melatonin production, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep-wake cycles. Using social media late at night overstimulates the brain, making it hard to wind down and fall asleep. Poor sleep affects memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and cognitive function, creating a vicious cycle where tiredness makes it even harder to resist mindless scrolling the next day. Lastly, there's the impact on real-life social skills and emotional intelligence. Excessive social media use can reduce face-to-face interactions, impairing the brain's ability to read subtle social cues, express empathy, and build deep relationships. This can lead to feelings of isolation and difficulty in forming meaningful connections offline, despite the illusion of connectivity online. In short, social media can hijack your brain's natural rhythms and reward systems, leading to distraction, emotional distress, addiction, poor sleep, and impaired social functioning. Understanding these effects is crucial because it gives you the power to recognize when your usage is harmful and take steps to protect your brain and well-being. The good news is that your brain is incredibly adaptable. The same neuroplasticity that allows social media to reshape your brain can also help you regain control, improve your mental well-being, and build healthier habits. The key is awareness and intentionality, using social media as a tool rather than letting it become a default distraction or emotional crutch. So, how can you strike that balance? Let's break it down with some practical steps. First, set clear boundaries. This might sound obvious, but it's surprisingly hard in a world where phones are glued to our hands and notifications constantly demand attention. Use built-in screen time trackers or apps like Forest or Moment to monitor and limit how much time you spend on social media daily. Start by setting realistic goals, maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day of intentional, purposeful browsing. For example, you could check social media only after finishing a work task or during a specific break time. Creating these boundaries helps your brain resist the urge to mindlessly scroll and gradually rebuilds your attention span. Next, curate your digital environment. Remember, your brain becomes what you consume. If your feed is filled with negativity, drama, or unrealistic beauty standards, it will affect how you feel and think. Take control by unfollowing accounts that make you feel anxious, insecure, or angry. Instead, follow content creators who inspire you, educate you, or simply make you laugh. For instance, if you're interested in fitness, follow trainers who promote body positivity and realistic goals rather than extreme diets. If mental health is a concern, follow psychologists or motivational speakers who share science-backed advice. A positive, uplifting feed is like nourishing food for your brain. It feeds optimism, creativity, and resilience. Another crucial step is to engage mindfully. Ask yourself why you're picking up your phone. Is it to connect with a friend, learn something new, or relax? Or is it to avoid a task, escape uncomfortable feelings, or fill boredom? Mindless scrolling is a red flag that your brain is seeking a quick dopamine fix rather than meaningful engagement. Try to switch from passive consumption to active participation. Comment on posts, share your own stories, or create content. This shifts the brain's reward system toward genuine social interaction and self-expression, which are much healthier and fulfilling. One powerful strategy to reset your brain is through dopamine detoxes or digital fasting. This means intentionally taking breaks from all screens, whether for a few hours, a full day, or even a weekend. During this time, avoid social media, video games, and even TV, and instead focus on offline activities like reading, walking, meditating, or spending time with loved ones. These breaks help your brain recalibrate its reward system, reducing dependence on the instant gratification social media offers and restoring your ability to enjoy simpler pleasures. Many people report improved mood, focus, and creativity after even short detoxes. In addition, work on rebuilding offline habits that nourish your brain and body. Physical exercise is a great example. It boosts endorphins, reduces stress, and improves sleep quality, all of which counteract social media's negative effects. Socialize face-to-face as much as possible, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Real-world interactions activate different brain regions than online chats, improving emotional intelligence and deepening connections. Also, practice mindfulness or meditation to enhance your awareness of when your brain is craving distraction versus when it needs rest or creativity. Mindfulness trains your brain to recognize impulses without acting on them immediately, giving you more control over your habits. Finally, consider using technology to your advantage. There are apps designed to improve your digital well-being, from blocking distracting sites during work hours to reminding you to take breaks and breathe. Tools like Freedom or Stay Focused help enforce your boundaries so your brain isn't constantly battling temptation. Similarly, many social media platforms now offer features to mute notifications, hide certain types of content, or remind you when you've reached your time limit. Experiment with these features and find what works best for your brain's health. Remember, social media itself is not inherently good or bad. It's a tool, and like any tool, its impact depends on how we use it. By setting boundaries, curating your feed, engaging mindfully, taking detoxes, rebuilding offline habits, and using helpful tech tools, you can reclaim control over your brain and your time. This balance empowers you to harness the benefits of social media without falling into its traps. It's a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice and patience. But the payoff? A healthier, happier brain that serves you, not the other way around. Your brain is the most powerful tool you'll ever own. And right now, social media is shaping it, molding it, and influencing it. Every swipe, every like, and every scroll. So ask yourself, are you using social media or is it using you? This isn't about deleting your accounts. It's about awareness. It's about using these platforms with purpose, not passively. Because when you understand how social media affects your brain, you unlock the power to choose better, to live better, to think better. So if this video opened your eyes, even just a little, hit that like button and drop a comment below about how social media has affected your life. We'd love to hear your story. And if you're ready to take back control of your focus, your mental health, your life, subscribe for more content like this.
Hey guys, I'm David, I'm the founder of the channel and basically the one responsible for everything you just saw. And I hope you liked the video. If you did, give us a like and a subscribe. And if you have any questions or any ideas for future videos, let us know in the comments, and also give us your feedback in the comments as well. Bye guys, see you next time.